On the mist-shrouded slopes of Laguna Province, shrouded in fog and whispered legend, stands Mount Banahaw, a mystical mountain revered by some and feared by many. Locals say that when twilight falls, the mountain doesn't sleep, it watches. And if you wander too far from the trail, you may find yourself walking in circles, forever trapped by the will of an ancient guardian. The Tikbalang, a creature with the head of a horse, the body of a man, and hooves that never touch the ground. This story begins with Leah, a university student from Manila, curious and skeptical. She heard the legends, the Tikbalang, tricking travelers, leading them astray in the woods. But she thought it was just old folklore, the kind grandparents tell to scare children into behaving. For her thesis on Philippine mythology, Leah decided to trek into the forest surrounding Mount Banahaw with a group of friends. The plan? Spend 2 nights camping and documenting stories from nearby villagers. The villagers were friendly but uneasy. An old woman named Lola Cora pulled Leah aside after dinner. "You should not be here when the fog comes," she said, gripping Leah's arm tightly. "If you see a shadow move, if you hear a horse's hooves on dry leaves, don't look back. No matter what." Leah chuckled nervously, thanked her, and rejoined her group, dismissing the warning as superstition. That night, under a starless sky, they set up camp near the edge of the forest. But as the night deepened, so did the silence. Around 2 a.m., Leah woke up suddenly. Something felt wrong. The air was heavy. The woods, deathly quiet. Then, a faint sound, clop, 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 echoing unnaturally through the trees. She peeked outside her tent. There were hoof prints in the dirt, but no animal in sight. The prints were backward, pointing toward the forest rather than away. And worse, one of her friends, Miguel, was missing. Panic set in. The group grabbed flashlights and followed the tracks into the dense forest. They walked for what felt like hours, but somehow always ended up near the same fallen tree. Leah began to realize they were walking in circles. The fog thickened. At one point, Leah turned around, just for a second, and caught a glimpse of something towering behind them. A long horse face, gleaming yellow eyes, and a smile full of human teeth. "Don't look back," Leah whispered, remembering the warning too late. One by one, her friends began to act strange, talking in loops, laughing at nothing, staring into the trees as if mesmerized. The Tikbalang was inside their minds, playing with their memories, confusing their senses. Leah alone clutched a small bundle of dried herbs the old woman had given her, sambong and salt, meant to ward off spirits. She tied her shirt inside out, another old trick she had scoffed at before. The moment she did, the fog shifted. From the haze emerged Miguel, his clothes torn, eyes wide, muttering nonsense. Behind him stood the Tikbalang, silent, unmoving. It didn't attack. It simply watched. Leah stepped forward, trembling, and bowed deeply, a gesture of respect. "We didn't mean to disturb you," she whispered. "We just wanted to listen." The creature tilted its head, as if considering her words. Then, slowly, it stepped backward into the mist, vanishing. Miguel collapsed, and the others snapped out of their trance. By sunrise, they found themselves back at their campsite, though none of them remembered walking there. The hoof prints were gone. No sign of the Tikbalang remained. Leah never returned to Mount Banahaw, but her thesis was published with one final note. The Tikbalang doesn't guard the mountain, it is the mountain. And when you enter its domain, you must leave logic behind. Respect the old ways, or be lost forever in the fog. So next time you hike through the woods in the Philippines, and the fog creeps in quietly, and you hear something walking behind you, don't turn around. Because some paths aren't meant to be followed, and some watchers never leave their woods.